Probably not going to do an ordinary intro video to this. We are working on a cruise control problem, and it's the cruise don't work at all, and it seems to be stumping us at this point, and we're going to make some checks, see if we can figure it out. This is complicated by the fact that it's a 5-speed conversion car. The low fuel light is on. Hopefully we won't run out of diesel, and the check engine light is on. I believe that was for a glow plug. And Mariah's going to drive the car while we look at the cruise control parameters on the VAGCOM. Yeah, glow plug code. And we'll pull up the measuring blocks that relate to cruise control as field 6. I'm sorry, group 6. And VAGCOM does a real good job of telling us what these things are. So when we highlight over it, it shows us what these things should be. We highlight over this, it shows us what these things should be. And these change from a 0 to a 1 when certain things happen. If you step on the clutch, Mariah, can you step on the clutch? You see those, that changed to a 1, and that changes to a 1. And down here, VAGCOM tells you what should happen. So for instance, right there, it shows you that clutch pedal operated, that should change to a 1. Can you set the park brake? And then release the brake. So when he takes his foot off the brake, go ahead and step on the brake. Those change to 1s, and over here the second digit changes to 1s, changes to a 1. So that's the way it should work. Seems like it's working. Whether they wired the 5-speed conversion in right or not, I don't know. Can you turn the cruise control, can you turn this cruise control switch on and off? So you see there, that first digit changed to 0. And now push resume. Okay, and that third digit changed to 1. Go ahead and push it again. Let me show for them. And push the set button. Okay, push it a few times on and off. And as he pushes the set button, that's changing. So it kind of seems like everything's working. We'll go drive it, and I'll see what I can show you as we're driving it. Okay, so we're going down the road now, and driving by the church and the animal clinic. And as we look at it, we can see we're doing 65 kilometers per hour. Brake switch is not on. I believe that 1 digit right there shows the cruise control is on. And if you could push the cruise control button, Mariah, and you see there that digit changed to 1, so that means the set button was pushed. Can you go ahead and, did it come on?
Did not.
So push it again. And it didn't come on then either?
It did not.
Okay. So it's definitely not coming on. Go ahead and turn the cruise control switch off.
It's off.
All right, now turn it back on.
On.
And push the set button again.
Set.
Go ahead and step on the clutch. Let's make sure that's working again. And change to 1 there. So go ahead and pull over here, and we'll check some things. Seems like it should be working. I wonder if the cruise control switch is wired backwards, like it should have 12 volts when it's stepped on, and that 12 volts goes away when you release the clutch pedal. And maybe they have it backwards to where when you step on the clutch pedal, it takes away the 12 volts. Guess I don't remember for sure. We've done lots of 5-speed conversions, but I don't memorize those details there. Alright, so our clutch pedal seems to be working. It changes when you step on the clutch. But I'm wondering if they got it wired backwards. There are 2 clutch switches down there, and one of them's for the cruise control and one is for starting. Do you remember if this starts when you step on the clutch?
It starts when you step on the clutch.
Okay, go ahead and let's demonstrate that for the viewers. Shut it off and see if it, try and start it without stepping on the clutch. Okay, it does not start when it's, now step on it when you step and start it. There's two clutch switches down there. The starting clutch switch seems to be wired correctly. And that one changes state when we step on it. So that's probably correct, but I'm wondering if it's wired backwards. Maybe it's supposed to have 12 volts when you step on the clutch and they got it wired backwards to where it takes away the 12 volts.
Well, all the conversions I've done, I've just grabbed a wire and gone. So
Yeah, but I'm saying maybe they put voltage there and it has the wrong switch in it. I guess that would be impossible to wire backwards, wouldn't it? We'll have to check a diagram to know for sure, but I think it's designed to where the computer gets 12 volts when you step on the clutch and not the other way around where it has 12 volts all the time and the 12 volts goes away when you step on the clutch. Let's go drive it one more time. I'm kind of wondering about these two. Go ahead and step on the brake. Those both change at the same time. And based on the pop-up box, it's saying brake switch open and brake switch closed. So it almost seems like that should be the opposite. I'd have to think about that for a while. But when we step on the brake, those both change to 1, and I'm not remembering for sure if that's the way it's supposed to be or not. I guess we have another car here just like this one. We'll drive it and see if that is the same on the other car. There is one thing I want to try. I know some 2 liters came from the factory without the cruise control enabled, and it's a login function. And if we highlight over, this may be our problem here. I've seen this on 2 liters before, but never on a TDI. But this, when you log in, this 11463, that activates the cruise control system, and sometimes they come from the factory never activated, and the whole car's life they never work. Or maybe somebody deactivates them. You can deactivate it with that code there. So we'll try and activate it with 11463 and see if that makes it work. And that's a simple matter of putting in 11463 and clicking do it. And I'm going to go ahead and close the controller. And Mariah, if you could cycle the key on and off to make sure that login takes. And that should have activated cruise control. Now let's go drive it and see if it works. Measure blocks, 6. Get up to speed where cruise control should be enabled, and then try and set it. You can see there the clutch switch works every time he shifts, and he's pushing the button, and it's trying to turn on cruise, but it's still not turning on.
Nope. No cruise.
Alright, well, let's go drive the other car, because I still don't, not sure these 2 digits are right. They, when you step on the brake, it shows those 2's changing to 1, and I don't remember for sure, but I thought maybe only one of them changes to 1, or maybe they work the inverse of each other. I'm going to shut off the camera. We'll turn it back on once we're in the other car. Okay, we're going to go drive this other TDI to figure out this cruise control problem to have a known good entity. This is a Blue Lagoon car. I have one like this too. Okay, this car is slightly different. It does have steering wheel controls for the cruise control. You see there, there's set and resume, but it is a manual transmission. It is a TDI. 369,000 miles. That's a lot of miles, but she's a youngin'. She's still got a lot of life left in her. So let's make a comparison on our cruise control stuff. Scan the engine computer and get into measuring blocks group 6. Now the one I was concerned with was this one, whether we step on the, kind of thought that maybe when we stepped on the brake that should not, for just a brief second there it showed, step on it just a little bit.
Okay, hang on. Oh,
See how that does that?
I'll go real slow. Oh, there with double.
Maybe what we saw there was just an update, refresh rate on the scan tool communication, but I guess my theory there was wrong. Go ahead and step on the clutch, and those parameters are changing. Go ahead and push the set button. That's on the steering wheel on this car. Do it again. Is there a resume button over there? Okay, so that's all working. And this shows the last 2 digits are 11. Was that 11 on our other car?
Yeah, I think it was. I'm not sure.
I don't think it was. Or maybe it was. Can you turn the cruise control off on this one? Is there an off switch? Go ahead and turn the cruise off. Yeah, because I seem to remember when we were turning it on and off, just the last digit was changing. See, both digits are changing here. Let's see what those digits say on the pop-up window. Okay, the last 2 digits are cruise control enabled, switch on, and cruise control switch on, memory inactive. I understand what on means, but what does memory inactive mean?
Well, I think when we drive it, and then we set it, and then we turn enough, and then we step on the brake, then it has a memory. Then you can push resume. Then
Makes sense.
Then it will be active.
Well, let's go drive it and see what the switches do. Go ahead and turn it back on, and we'll drive it and see whether we can get this to go turn on and see what happens when it turns on. That still shows 11 there, or the last 2 digits are 1, I guess is the way I should say it. But that may be our problem. Let's go ahead and drive it. We are cruising down the road. I shouldn't say cruising down the road. We are going down the road, and it does show 11. Go ahead and try and set it. So we push the set button.
It's working.
And it shows 32 here. That is not our speed. I really don't know what this parameter shows, but when we're set on cruise control, it shows 32, I guess. Go ahead and cancel it. And it went to 17 for a brief moment. Now it shows 1. And the cruise control did shut off. Are you accelerating with your foot? All right, well, set it again. And it shows 32 like we're set again. We are going downhill though, so, and step on the clutch. And so the clutch shows that. It also shows 1 there, and it changed from 32 to 1 here. So obviously this cruise control is working on this car. The only thing I see that's different is this digit, the second from the right digit, shows 1 all the time when the cruise control is on. Go ahead and turn the cruise control off again. And turn it back on. Go ahead and turn around. Let's drive the other car and see if it shows 11 there. That may be our problem. Back into the other car we go. On our other car, this showed 11. But can you turn it off? Turn the cruise control off, turn it back on?
Off and on.
Well, maybe that's our problem, but I don't know at this point. Let's go ahead and go, and we'll set the cruise control and see what happens. Hey, it shows 11 now. What? I don't understand that. Go ahead and try the left blinker and see if the last digits change to 11. Okay, the right blinker. Okay, so it only changes to 11 on the right blinker. Now go ahead and set cruise control and see if the cruise control comes on. Okay, this changed to 32 like on the other car. Is cruise control working?
It's on. It's working good.
Just do nothing but turn the blinker off. Okay, so it turned off, that digit changed and the cruise control turned off. Go ahead and turn the right blinker on and set it again.
Push resume, see.
Okay, so he just pushed resume and this changed to 8 and then to 32. So we're probably going to try this a few more times. Go ahead and turn the blinker off. And it turns off there and turns off there. So there has to be some type of problem inside. I know there's a little ribbon strip inside there that breaks sometimes, or maybe it's, I don't know if that's the problem or not, but obviously the cruise control only works when the right blinker's on. That's kind of interesting. I've seen them before where they intermittently turn the cruise control off when you use the blinker, but I've never seen them where they only work when the blinker's on before. So we're going to try it a few more times to see if it continues with that pattern of only working when the blinker's on, the right blinker's on. And I don't know if the customer's going to give us the okay. These switches are pretty expensive from the dealer. I think like $150, and then there's a little bit of labor involved in putting it in there also. So I'm not sure if the customer's actually going to fix it or not, so we might not be able to show the fix, but we certainly, I'm pretty convinced that it needs a switch. We might pull as we're replacing the switch, we might test some of the wiring and stuff and make sure that it is the switch causing the problem and nothing else. But at this point, I'm pretty sure it needs a switch. If you like this video, give me a like and subscribe, and visit my website at www.kansascitytdi.com.